Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we'll be talking on the first trimester of pregnancy and the rapid changes that occur for both you and your baby. Now, first things first, before I begin, pregnancy might leave you feeling slighted, anxious, accelerated, and exhausted, sometimes all at once. And even if you're thrilled about being pregnant, a new baby adds emotional stress to your life. All of these feelings that happen, all of this transitioning from singlehood to parenthood, trying to balance child, raising of a child, and family, and career, the financial aspects that come with raising a child, all of these things are normal, and all of the feelings that you have are normal, and it's okay for you to be anxious. But there are things that you could actually expect that should happen and prior to the pregnancy, you prepare yourself for them. And today we'll be talking about the physical changes that occur for the mother and also for the baby. The first thing will be breast tenderness. Breast tenderness, this is as a result of increased blood circulation, and the breast is just being aware. Signal has been sent to the breast to produce more milk ducts in preparedness for the new arrival of the baby. So it's normal, and when this occurs and becomes quite tender and fever, some people experience breast tenderness accompanied with fever. You could actually ease off the tenderness and fever by alternating warm compressor and cold compressor, like slightly applying that, damp towel around your breast in the morning or in the evening, or just whenever you feel the need to. The next, we have the fatigue and nausea. Well, the fatigue comes as a result of increased progesterone being released into the body. Now, this hormone causes a lot of muscles to relax, and you feel certain tiredness, and it's okay and it's normal. You just rest and until you feel up and going. And then for the nausea could be is a result of more circulation more circulation of the saliva from the salivary gland, and can be prevented. This can be prevented when you able to identify smells that could actually trigger that nausea and try to avoid them. And you avoid taking oily and fatty food. You could do more with crackers, do more with mint and ginger. And for most women, they would prefer to have mint flavored perfume just around them, and maybe the house fresheners could be changed into a more tolerable smell for you, and then eating little food at a time, and having little water at a time, and not just gulping down the whole thing. Trying to relax even after a meal and not just jumping up. Reduce the type of exercise you try to do. These things will help reduce the nausea. And if you are vomiting, for some women that have nausea accompanied with vomiting, it's also the same measures that you could also take, and it's normal. But if the vomiting exceeds or becomes too severe, for some women they throw up twice a day, thrice a day, it's okay. But when you have to throw up at every meal or every water, then you need to visit your healthcare provider, and you will be given medication and you'll be watched closely. And next will be mood swings. Mood swing comes with also increase in hormones. This is accompanied with fear of what to do, what not to do, what to eat and what not to eat, anxiety of having to bear a new baby, what your baby would look like. Everybody wants to have a beautiful baby, and you're either excited or you're scared. It's normal. But having things that would help you feel a little bit distracted would go a long way. You could visit the parks, you could play games, you could just talk to people and have a good laugh, attend comedy shows, watch comedy shows, and just try to keep your mind off of the thoughts of anxiety and pregnancy. Then you also have food cravings and aversions. Food cravings would come because there are things that you want to have. I mean, if you're a mother and you're trying to keep up with the shape, but this baby wants to have junks in the middle of the night, it's normal and it's okay. You could just have a little bite of it. And if right before you're trying to have this bite, you suddenly have this change of mind, you no longer want to have that bite, it's also okay and normal. You just need to know what your body wants and what the baby wants, and you have it. And that way, pregnancy is made easy. We have increased urination and heartburn. Now, increased urination, this is as a result of increased blood circulation, and then your kidney is increased with a lot of workload to do. Now, this makes the kidney overwork, and it releases more fluid, which in turn would be stored in the bladder. The bladder becomes heavy, and you have a feeling of urinating. It's normal, but when this becomes too frequent, you visit your healthcare provider. There are ways that you could actually reduce the excessive urination, especially at night, and this would be to reduce the intake of water close to bedtime and then sleeping early during bedtime. It's almost not easy to sleep during the first trimester of pregnancy, and that is as a result of the feeling of mood swing and lots of emotions going through, anxiety and excitement. Most of these things lead to not being able to sleep at night. But when you're able to distract yourself with some of the games, you would be able to sleep and the urination would cease. And you have constipation. Constipation is also as a result of increased hormone, especially the progesterone. The progesterone reduces the rate of metabolism in the body. Now, this leads to constipation. And then, because your kidney is releasing too much fluid, then you're almost dehydrated and you don't have enough fluid in your body to process and let the whole feast to come out. So this is what you do. You increase not just the fluid intake, but you increase the food, you increase consumption of fiber, you increase of roughages, taking more of vegetables, you're taking more of fluid-like substances, and those things would help in easing off the constipation. Most importantly, you try to have to consume food little at a time. And no matter how hungry you are, and no matter how much you crave for that particular thing, you take it little at a time. This measure would also be good for heartburn. Heartburn is experienced during the early period of pregnancy, the first trimester of pregnancy. Actually, at this time, you may not even know the cause of the heartburn until you find out that you're actually pregnant. And measures to be put in place to reduce the effect of this heartburn would be taking of milk, and then you reduce fatty food, reduce the intake of fried food, you take more of things that are just cool, and you should be okay. Then for the child, we have rapid growth and development. At this stage, the first trimester of pregnancy, this is where your baby has the highest, almost no, the first highest growth and development. This is where most of the basic organs begin to develop. You have the brain developing fast. You have the spinal cord developing fast. You have the heart begins to beat first from the first trimester. The fingers and toes of the baby begins to take shape. And it's at this point that you should make your visit arrangement with your healthcare provider. Now remember that all you are experiencing is normal. You look to your family and loved ones for encouragement. Take care of yourself. You take it as an adventure. But should any of the changes that you're feeling become too severe and almost unbearable, then it's time you visit your healthcare provider, even before the time that you have scheduled to want to visit your healthcare provider, in order to get the best advice on what to do and the best care to have a healthy pregnancy period, and at the end of the pregnancy period, have a healthy baby. Well, this is the end of today's YouTube video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you've learned on how to have a healthy baby, healthy pregnancy, period. And please do remember to subscribe to the channel. Next video, I would be talking on the food, healthy things to do during pregnancy, and what you should expect from each food that you consume. Bye and see you some other time.